What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to another episode of the Low Life motherfucking Choppin podcast.
What's up, you fucking pee-pee pants?
Shoo! Rhino, fresh off the fucking nap.
I'm feeling all disoriented. It's the first nap I've taken in like 20 years. It was an accidental nap, and it started at like... Dude, when did you text me? Because I was already asleep. It was like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I texted you at like 3, and then didn't hear back until like 6.
Yeah, dude, it was weird. Because I do not nap, and I wasn't planning on it either. I was just like, I had like lunch or something, and then I went back to work, and then I was like, oh, dude, my stomach feels like fucked up, you know? So I lay down on this couch. I just drifted off into La La Land, dude. I woke up at 6. I fucking look at my phone. People at work are trying to get a hold of me. You're trying to get a hold of me. I'm just like, like, and then I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? I'm like disoriented. I still don't feel right. I've been up for an hour. I don't know how people do it. Like nap every day. I feel like it's a different day of the week already.
The thing is, it has to be a strategic nap. Like you can only nap for 20 to 30 minutes. If you go past that, your day's over because now you're going to be sluggish all day.
Yeah, it was like my circadian rhythm or some shit got fucked up. It's like 3-hour nap, especially when you're not expecting it. Especially when you're supposed to be working. Yeah. Do not like. But we're going to have to change the intro, dude, because we're kind of the Low Life podcast now. I changed
What's up,
the
motherfuckers?
logo.
Welcome back to another episode of the Low Life podcast. Dun, dun, dun.
I like that. It still works. It still works.
Yeah, so I'll say this. I was very happy with the amount of feedback that we got after the last episode. The amount of people that were stoked on the new direction of this podcast. People weighing in on other episodes where we've just gone completely off the rails. Somebody joined because of the pie episode.
Hi, guys.
The Pie Guys episode got somebody to join Patreon. So that makes me feel good that people do dig that kind of content. Because that's the kind of shit that I'm just feeling lately.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But we're not gonna leave you in a lurch, guys. We're gonna finish off the Choppin 201 series today. And then in the coming weeks we're gonna change up the format because we got quite a bit more to talk about today. But first, we got the 3 S's. We got sponsors, shout outs, and shows. I never get those in the right order, but the first sponsor I'm going to shout out here is Bump Shop Diaries. Go if you're not following that podcast, go do it right now. Just pause this episode, just hop on over, type in
It's
Bump
so good.
Shop Diaries, Bump Shop Diaries, and go check them out. But if you get one of our enamel camping mugs, I'm going to send you a $5 off code for $5 off the hardtail blend over at their shop. So they're podcasters. They have cool vintage clothing. They have all sorts of shit over on their website. So Bump Shop Diaries, the hardtail blend is the fucking shit too. And in fact, for the uninitiated, I actually have a Black Coffee Congregation t-shirt that I grew out of. I was going to wear it today, but it's like I got it and I was probably like a large, and now I'm like a triple XL. So,
Triple XL.
Yeah, I asked the wife, I'm like, hey, can you add some panels to this t-shirt so I can still wear it? She's like, no, I can't do that, son. But yeah.
I'll tell you, I want to say this real quick about Bump Shop. Bump Shop Diaries is one of the coolest podcasts. Because like I said before, if you like any kind of, if you're a guy like myself, where you enjoy books, you just don't enjoy reading them, Bump Shop Diaries is for you. All right. If you like murder mystery podcasts where it tells a story, Bump Shop Diaries is for you. If you like any kind of podcast like that where it tells a story, Bump Shop Diaries is for you. They're short episodes, like 20 minutes long, and they're fucking bangers, dude. They're stories about choppers. They're fucking sick. You need to get over to Spotify or app, wherever the fucking these weird Apple guys listen to shit, and get on Bump Shop Diaries. Go fucking download, subscribe, whatever you got to do to that fucking podcast. That podcast has actually led me to listening to other podcasts like that, which is fucking super cool because it's switched up my podcasting intake a little bit. And it actually led me to find, I didn't even know that you could do this on Spotify. But if you have Spotify Premium, you can get books, dude. You can listen to books on Spotify.
Yeah.
You know what book I found? The Life and Times of Sonny Barger and the Hells Angels.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, if you like old school MC culture, so I've already read this book. I read this book when I was in jail. But that was fucking almost 10 years ago. Listening to it on a podcast platform while I'm driving to work, 40 minutes each way, is fucking sick, dude. So that's thanks to fucking Bump Shop, because he got me feeling, I was like, dude, these little fucking short stories on the way to work is sick. Sometimes I don't want to listen to music. Sometimes I don't want to listen to our own podcast. And it's nice to get like those little short stories in, man. I'm a huge fan of Bump Shop Diary. And now these little books on fucking tape. Sick.
I actually didn't know that they did books. That's awesome to know.
Yeah, I didn't know either, dude. And here's the weird thing is, until I started, because like I've always like, before I was listening to just like a lot of music on my way to work. And then probably like the past, I don't know, 6 months or so, I've been like binging all of Bump Shop shit over again, like all the back catalog.
Mm-hmm.
And just got caught up to that. And this came up in one of my recommended things because of Bump Shop.
No shit.
So I was like, dude, that's fucking sick. I didn't even know they did books on this bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. That's cool. Yeah, dude, Spotify is so much better than like, I don't know why people are using Apple Podcasts. Like, first of all, the search feature fucking blows, dude. You can't find something unless you know like the exact name of it.
Right.
And they don't do video either. And when I'm driving around drunk, I'd like to watch videos. I just prop that thing right in front of the speedometer.
Oh, I just hold it in my hand and watch.
Yeah, just one hand. Just keep the phone in front of your face.
Stupid. Because there's one podcast that I really, really love. I've talked about here a couple times. YSK. It's the You Should Know podcast. If you like comedy podcasts, you have to watch this on YouTube. It's the You Should Know podcast with Peyton and Cam. You got to watch it because we tried listening to it on Spotify when we went to Block Party last year. Yeah. It's not as funny.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch the video and these dudes are like flailing over the fucking couch, dude, this show, I'll be watching this on the way to work and I will be laughing so hard that my eyes will be so watery that I have to pull into the breakdown lane on the highway because I can't see. That's how hard I laugh at that podcast.
Yeah, dude, those guys, I don't know like, how they get that type of energy, dude.
Dude, and it's not like a Kill Tony type comedy. It's not like a flagrant podcast type comedy. Like, these dudes aren't comedians. They're just two buddies that just get into a studio and, dude, the shit that comes out of their mouth is like, it's fucking magic, dude. Yeah. It's absolute magic. That was one of the podcasts that got me to like, dude, we got to open this up to just who we are and not on a like specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we're chopper guys through and through. You know what I mean? So chances are most chopper guys are into most of the same shit we're into. They find the same kind of shit that we find funny. Yeah. So to me, it just made sense for us to make that jump. And I'm glad that so many people were behind it. But I don't want to get too fucking far off the sponsor thing that we're trying to get done here. I'm feeling real chatty Cathy today, dude.
Yeah, I know, huh? All right, let's get through this stuff so we can get to the real fun stuff. And actually, I have a couple of updates too. So, but this month, our giveaway sponsor for Patreon. I mean, I should look up who fucking said they like Pie Guys, because that's like our worst episode.
But
dude, that was one
I
of my
loved it.
favorite. That was one of my favorite episodes to do. We didn't have a plan that week, and we're just bullshit. You're just like, well, it's just bullshit. We ended up talking about pies. I don't even really like pie. Actually, in fact, not to go back to the pies, but my favorite pie is mincemeat pie.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that
like
is
I like
good.
a meat
I
pie.
just don't classify that as a pie.
It's in a pie crust.
No, I get that it's in a pie crust, but that's like saying when somebody starts talking about pie, you're like, I like chicken pot pie.
That's pie, dude.
It is pie, but like when I'm
Yeah.
talking pie, I want a blueberry or a
Yeah.
fucking or a pecan pie or a fucking pumpkin pie, which is my favorite.
Yeah, but I don't like desserts. I don't got a sweet tooth, but I got a meat tooth.
I hate desserts. I'm the same way as you. Like when I'm like, if I am like craving something, I want like a Slim Jim, or I want some jerky, or I want like some fucking hot Italian sausage. You know what I mean?
Clog up them arteries.
Yeah. I don't have a sweet tooth like at all. I don't like chocolate. I don't like anything like that. But I love me some pie.
Dude, I always think it's weird when grown dudes are like, cake or cookies. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why do you like sweets? Grow the fuck up.
Dude, my cousin's bad. My cousin will like, any given day you get in his truck and there's a box of Debbie snacks.
Dude, I don't get it. Yeah,
I don't get it either.
I never crave like chocolate, you know?
I've never been a sweet guy ever in my life, which is weird because we're two pretty husky dudes.
Yeah.
Neither one of us like fucking sweets. Maybe it's just because we're eating so many fatty meats.
Yeah, we like
fatty
red
meats
meat
and beer.
For me, it's beer. Yeah, it's definitely the alcohol. But actually, you know, those meat pies, those are big in Australia. When I was living over there, you could just go. You'll go to a place and all they have is meat pies.
Yeah.
And they're like small, you know. So for lunch, you just go and you're like, oh yeah, give me one of those and one of those. Dude, fucking nomming on a fucking mini meat pie. Fuck yeah, dude.
I've seen a couple guys that are from Australia that have YouTube channels and they're like comedy channels, and they'll cook those little fucking pies. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like little ones, and they have like the tinfoil tray under them.
Yep.
And dude, they'll pull these things straight out of the oven and smash it on one of their homies' face, and the dude will get like burns all over his face and shit.
They're super
like,
hot, dude.
Dude, Australian people are crazy, bro.
Yeah, dude, I love Australian dudes. They're the closest to American New England dudes that I've met.
Do you know how Australia started? Are you the one that told me how Australia started?
I don't think so.
By putting all the convicts over there?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That says a whole lot about Australia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and one of their biggest industries still is mining. Like I was in Western Australia when I went out there, and mining is huge.
Is that the Queensland?
Yeah, dude. And, I mean, miners, those are pretty rough dudes, you know? They have a really mean sense of humor. And
a miner.
Dude, by the way, I listen to that song on repeat. Like, first of all, it's just like, it's such a sick beat. But like, the more I listen to it, the more I like it.
I'll be honest, the more that I hear it, the more I hate Kendrick Lamar.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah. That dude's voice makes him sound like a little bitch. He has a very weird voice.
Yeah, actually, when I first discovered him, like years and years and years ago, I was like, is this like two different people? Because he has that, like, he goes into that like weird mode.
Yeah, where he sounds like a 15-year-old child.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, is this like a
I don't
joke?
like that. I do not like that.
I dig it.
Here's the good thing is because I like underground, like rap battles and shit. And like I go to all that shit out in this area, like Boston and all that shit. From doing that, I've learned to not like listen to the music, but I can decipher all of, like when there's like the multiple meanings, you know what I mean? And like I can break down what people are saying, and that makes me respect it. So for that reason, I like Kendrick Lamar. His wordplay is fucking insane.
Yeah.
He's really good at that. But his voice, dude, makes me want to fucking eat hot lead. I'm like, this dude sounds like the next fucking audition for Spice Girls.
Yeah.
His voice sucks.
I kind of like it. Spice Girls.
God, I hate his voice, dude.
I watched remember the Spice World movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, I watched that movie so many times because my dad, he's kind of a closet horn dog, and he'd always watch stuff like, he wouldn't be watching like straight out porn, but he'd watch the Spice Girls movie like over and over again, and I'm like, I know you're not watching this movie because it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But
dude, some of those Spice Girls.
Oh, even still, dude. Yeah. They age really nice.
I like that Scary Spice.
Yeah. Speaking of Scary Spice, you can get this if you're signed up on Patreon. Whatever spice this is this thyme? Is this basil? What? Yes. It's some herb. But Arrow Manufacturing points cover. We're going to be giving one of these away, I guess, next week. Arrow Manufacturing, he is going to be a household name. You just wait and see. We had him first on our podcast. Heath Ledger is still alive, and he lives in Wisconsin. I definitely wish I came up with a better name for that episode. But go over to lowlifechopperpodcast.com, click on the Patreon link, sign up. $10 a month gets you in this giveaway. Shows. We got a lot to cover on shows today. First show, the Deadbeat Retreat.
Shoo!
If you guys are paying the fuck attention, you know that we're organizing a ride. You know that the Deadbeat Retreat has long been
riot.
The flagship show for the Low Life Chopper podcast. It's actually even more than our show, the Low Life Lowdown. We look forward to this every year. We attend every year. Damn. Leveraging that technology. But Deadbeat Retreat is going down. I don't think Apple will let you do that. Puts little bullet holes on the screen. August 9th through 11th. Now I want to get into the ride aspect because I just dropped this and we just talked a little bit about it. I've wanted to do a ride for a long time because every year we'll have everybody's just like in smaller groups and we all end up meeting up. But I'd like to do a bigger ride. So we're heading west, which means
West.
It's one of the only shows now. Nobody ever meets at my house. My house is in the middle of nowhere, so nobody ever comes to my house. Don't do that. Stop it. But since we're going to New York, everybody in Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, they all have to come out west. They're going to come out to my place in Henniker, New Hampshire. We're going to meet up. Here's the plan so far. We're going to meet at my house be there before 10 a.m. Eastern time. We might have some brunch items on the menu, maybe some oatmeal stouts, We're going to get everybody, it's kickstands up at 10. This is the plan. I talked to the El Dorado Bar in Troy, New York. And actually a cool story. I'll tell you how I met this guy. But there's a bar in Troy, New York that's right on the way. It's an hour away from the Blackthorn. It's right outside of Albany, I think, and it's about 3 hours from my house. So kickstands up at 10, ride your shit. I don't want a convoy of vehicles behind us. So if you have cars and stuff, like, that's fine. But, they could just meet us there. It's hard enough to organize a ride and have everybody get gas and fucking make sure we don't get run over by other vehicles on the road. So show up at my house. It's okay to have we will have at least one vehicle that we can pack a bunch of camping shit in and whatever, but I don't want a convoy of like 15 cars. We're going to ride out to El Dorado Bar. They're going to open early. VIP access for the Low Life crew. And we're going to have some beers. We're going to have some lunch over there. And it's also a secondary meetup spot. So if you're in the New York area and you want to roll heavy into the Blackthorn, you can meet us at the Troy Bar. Just DM the Low Life page. I'll add you to a group that we have going so you can keep abreast of updates and in times and stuff, right? So I already have a bunch of people that are meeting us out in Troy. But DM the page. I'll add you to this group thread and we'll coordinate. You can either meet at my house or meet in Troy. We're not stopping anywhere along the way. So we're just plowing through. It's a beautiful scenic route. We're going over Hogback Mountain. We're going all through Vermont, up toward Albany, and then we're dropping down into the Catskills. So it's going to be an awesome ride. Everybody's welcome. I don't care if you have a fucking dirt bike. I don't care if you have a chopper. I don't care if you have a fucking Grom. If your bike is ready to roll out to New York and it can make it, come on in. If you're riding solo, that's what this ride's all about. For me, back when I was riding solo to these fucking events, I want you guys to know that you have someone to ride with and you have someone to hang out with when you get there. So bring your buddies. Come by yourself. All are welcome. It's you're gonna show up. You're gonna have a whole crew of people to ride with.
There's one rule: don't be a fucking douchebag because you'll get beat up.
Yeah, that's just a rule of life that goes without saying. But if you're cool, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're shy. It doesn't matter if you're quiet. Like, you'll have a place. We're going to have a Low Life compound when we get to the Blackthorn Resort. Pitch your tent there and hang out with us for the weekend. We're going to be doing a live podcast from the Blackthorn Resort during the bike games or something. We haven't really figured that one out. And we're also going to be judging the Custom Clash motorcycle show at Deadbeat. There's going to be a fucking reggae pool party. There's going to be a bunch of fucking bands, dude, all weekend. This is 10 years of Deadbeat. It's going to be so much fucking fun. We're going to ride out there together as a big group. We're going to stop up in fucking Troy and get some fucking barbecue and shit and meet some new people. Let me tell you the story real quick of how I met this dude. Because this is something else I wanted to address with everybody. I'm selling the shovel head. The Wu-Tang shovel head. And the reason is that I needed to come up with some fast cash. Some big cash fast. So I put that on Facebook Marketplace. And if anybody's interested in buying it, obviously hit me up on the page or on Rhino Resto page. And we can talk turkey. Special discount if you're a laddie. But this dude hit me up. He saw my post and he was like, hey, fucking cool bike. If you're ever out in New York, stop by my bar. It's in Troy, the El Dorado bar. And we followed each other on Instagram. And then I was like, dude, we're actually going right through there in 3 weeks. So bet we're going to show up. And dude's been super cool. We've been talking to organize. It just works out, dude, so perfectly. We're going right by that area. It's a perfect, after riding for 3 hours, it's like in the afternoon, everybody's going to want to, get some food in their stomach before they start, shotgunning beers. And it's just a sweet little hour south back down to the Blackthorn Resort. So I guess I just also I want to explain another. I have some other news too. So I put the shovel head up for sale, and it really bummed me out because I built that fucking thing just how I wanted it. But when it comes down to it, it's just I have a couple other. I have the Softail project for the winter, so I was like, all right, cool. I can if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's fine. But this is how bad I am with money. Okay, I'm selling the shovel head because I need money. I desperately need money, so I'm selling the shovel head. However, I saw this other project for sale, and I borrowed some money to buy it, but it's the deal of a lifetime. And you guys, I want to thank each and every one of you because I posted this on our page. It was the deal of a lifetime. Francis Tattoos had a Sportster that he was getting rid of. And shout out to Francis Tattoos because he's in my neck of the woods. He lives up by me, out in southern Canada. Super cool dude. He hit me up and he was like, "Hey, can you, like, hey, I'm selling my Sportster project. This fucking thing, dude. It's a 1200 Sportster. So he did all the work on this himself. This dude's a beast. Actually, I went and checked out his shop. Amazing shop. It's a 1200 bottom end. He rebuilt it from the crank up. Brand new gas box frame. Brand new. Brand new rims, brand new tires, brand new springer, brand new seat, brand new risers, brand new bars, brand new, dude, cables, clutches, everything, brand new. And I threw up a post and nobody took it. Nobody bit. Nobody hit him up. So he hit me up the other day and he was like, "What's up?" And I couldn't fucking help myself. So I was like, I don't have that money. In fact, I'm negative money, but this is the deal of a lifetime. I have to get this money. So I borrowed the money to pick up this project and went out there and brought it home. And dude, everything is brand new. Everything is brand new in packages. New ignition system. Dude, he even gave me fucking oil and a filter. I just have to assemble this fucking thing. And it's right in my wheelhouse. It's like all blacked out. I was butthurt as fuck after I got rid of my 03 Sporty. And I'm really excited to start this one. But it was just one of those things I could not say no to. So I hope I sell the shovel head so I can pay this person back that I borrowed the money from. And if not, I might have to relocate. But I'll have a sick Sportster chopper project. Yeah, dude. I've never this is the best I've ever felt with a transaction with a motorcycle. Like I definitely got a killer deal. And
Everything
I hope,
looks super clean.
yeah, dude. And Francis Tattoos, super cool dude. Beautiful
Dude, his
spot out here.
shop looks sick.
Dude, I want to get a tattoo from him super bad. He does like the American Japanese traditional style, and he fucking is really good at it. And yeah, dude, super nice guy. So go follow Francis Tattoos. Go get a tattoo from him. He has all the toys too. He has dirt bikes and uh he has motorcycles and shit, and his shop is fucking impeccable. It looks beautiful, dude. And thank you, Francis Tattoos, for hooking it up, because I feel yeah, we hung out, shot the shit, and fucking drank some beers and shit. And yeah, super cool dude. I think he's coming to Deadbeat. I think he's coming along on the ride, so that'll be fun to hang out with him too. Yeah. Yeah. And this, again, you guys will see. In fact, I don't even have the whole bike. Here's the other thing. He sent it away for paint. A professional painter painted the tins and the frame, and he's going to be dropping it off next week. So next week, I'm going to start putting everything together, and I'll throw up some pictures of what it looks like. But yeah, dude, he did a really, really nice job. And just some circumstances came up, and he had to offload it, and I was able to get it at a price that I could afford by borrowing money. But I couldn't pass it up, dude. I'm so surprised nobody snatched it up. Nobody hit him up, like, after I threw up that post.
Yeah, I was surprised too. When you threw up that post, I was like, dude, that's a fucking deal. That is a nice start for anybody that wants to
that gas box frame is over $1,000. A rebuilt 1200 Sportster motor, $1,000. You know, dude, a brand new Springer front end, rims, tires. That's almost $1,000 right there.
Yeah.
So
easy. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel really, really good about it. And I'm gonna do it justice. I'm gonna put it together, and it's gonna look fucking beautiful. And I'll have a Sportster again. So
I need to get to work on my fucking bike. This poor thing is just sitting here. I need to find a fucking primary setup.
I'll take it off my shovel head before I sell it.
Or I just need to just save up some money, because open belts are like fucking $600 now.
Just run it closed for right now.
I don't have anything.
Oh, you don't even have any of that?
I sold it all.
Oh, shit. You sold... Oh, fuck, dude. Okay. Yeah, you need a You need an open belt.
Yeah, I'm stuck, dude, because I can't align the trans. So, which means I can't align the rear wheel, which means I can't do the fender, I can't do the seat, I can't do the sissy bar, I can't do anything. I literally can't do anything more until I get a fucking primary setup.
Yeah. That's probably like the last most expensive thing you need to get too.
Yeah,
I mean, brand new. What are they? 5.6
they're like almost $600
for like a 1.5 inch belt or something.
for yeah.
Have you tried eBay or any of that shit?
I just don't trust it, dude, because I've heard so many guys like, oh, I bought this and it doesn't even fit.
Yeah.
Or these pulleys were fucking the wrong ones. They don't match each other, or this or that. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. I bought one that was supposed to fit, and it did not.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't want to deal with.
And I did return it. But yeah, dude, $600, dude, is a lot of loot to fork over for 2 pulleys and a strip of rubber.
Yeah.
That fucking hurts.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are acting like it's a goddamn supercharger.
Dude, you can get a full Springer, like a Moto Iron Springer for $500.
I can fucking buy an Evo motor for that.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So if anybody has a fucking setup, hit up Loctite, dude.
Yeah, hit me up.
Got to get that fucking shovel going.
Once I have that, dude, I can get this thing fucking going stat.
Oh, yeah. It just falls together after everything's lined up.
Yeah.
And that's the fun stuff, too. Like the fender and the fucking sissy bar and all that shit.
Yeah. Just waiting on it.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. I actually had the whole chain drive set up that I could have at least given to you to fucking... Because you could run a chain for a little bit.
Yeah.
But might as well do it right.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush. I have fucking 3 other bikes, so...
Yeah, true. Yeah, so... Oh. What other shows we got going?
Hold on. I had it pulled up, and then I just, was like, we're not gonna do it. Ooh! We got... the Smokeout Rally, September 5th through the 8th in Rowan County Fairgrounds, Salisbury, North Carolina. Live music, wet t-shirt contest, bike shows, mini bike racing, the Tankful Bike Art Display, World's Strongest Biker Competition, Burnout Contest, vendors, great food, and tons of camping. Listen, shit has changed a little bit. Last time I talked about this, I said I was going to be there Saturday. Things have changed. I'm going to be there Friday now.
Oh, shit.
So I will be there all day Friday. I will not be there Saturday. Shit got fucked up in my schedule for like my time off, and I have to be back Monday. So I'm gonna go all day Friday at the Smokeout and then head back home Saturday morning. That way, because I'm taking all my kids are coming with me. They're going to a water park that's in like 30 minutes out. But because I have them with me, I can't just rip 16 hours straight because they're going to make, fucking let me out of this bitch. And they're going to start fighting in the back seat, and I'm going to fucking flip out. So I got to split it into 2 days. So I'll be there all day Friday. If anybody wants to get together, hang out, let me know. But yeah, I'll be at the Smokeout Friday, which is the 6th, I believe. And with any hope, I'll be there with Perry. So I'll fucking see you motherfuckers down there. Yeah. And also anybody that's in that area around Salisbury, around the beach area, if you know any fun places for kids, good places to eat, good places to stay, hotels you recommend, whatever, hit me up. I'm trying to make this like a bomb ass trip for my kids and shit, as well as me finally making it to the Smokeout.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have to make a correction too, because last week I was joking around and I said the reason I didn't go is because Dan bailed. All right. And he hit me up as soon as he heard that, and he goes, "Hey, fuck you." So I want to clarify. I'm the first one that bailed. So he came to me and he was like, "What's up with this fucking trip?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't think I can do it because my wife's starting a new job, my kids are starting school, my boys are going for their first year, and it's just like it happens that Friday when I'm supposed to be gone." So, Dan, I'm sorry. I was just joking around because me and Loctite were fucking around before the show, but Dan did not bail. Ryan bailed. I bailed, and that's why we're not going. So I just wanted to clarify that for you, buddy.
Son of a bitches.
Yeah. And we're moving on to shout outs. I'm going to shout out Dan because,
Dan the man.
yeah, he is the man. He is a really good friend.
Dan's got the sickest sports store in New England right now.
Yeah, his fucking bike is so
That thing
fucking
is so
dope, dude.
sick.
Dude, with that Springer on it, it's just like, and the
It
new
looks like a
paint
totally
job on the
different
tank.
bike.
Yeah, it's just like
A
it
new
looks
tank,
like a new
new
tank,
tank, new front end. Dude, the thing is fucking sick.
Yeah.
New bars.
Yeah. But I bought his old truck and I had it for, not too long, maybe a couple months. I haven't ridden it that much. And I was the other week I was driving and I heard this metal grinding sound in an explosion. And I was like, "Oh, that sounded catastrophic."
Yeah, that's not good.
And as soon as I heard that sound, the fucking truck jerked hard into the other lane, into traffic. And I was like, "Oh, that I don't think trucks are supposed to do that." So I did what any, self-respecting lowlife would do. I drove it like that a mile home,
Fuck yeah.
just screeching metal on metal. And I pulled it into my driveway and just fighting it the entire time. And I look at the tire and it is like this. And there's a lot of smoke coming out of that thing. It was smoking real good. Looked at the caliper, it was like glowing orange.
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh,
Nice.
fuck." So I was like, "All right, I'm going to probably have to do something about that." So Dan came over and we took it apart to see like what the fuck was going on. And I blew a wheel bearing. So the wheel bearing seized up, exploded and disintegrated. And I have to do a bunch of shit. I have to replace like the CV axle and the fucking the knuckle and what else? Oh, the hub got smoked too. And in fact, I have to replace the other side because if one wheel bearing seized up, then the other one probably did. So I had to order a bunch of parts. That's coming in. But shout out to Dan. He came over on fucking, I think it was Friday night, dude. He just came over. We spent all night fucking banging on this rusty piece of shit. He helped me diagnose it and he helped me take it apart and find the right parts to put it together. So huge shout out to Dan. That's, to me, it's like the most important thing about having friends is like when you actually need help and they offer it, like I'm not the type of person to be like I'm not a car guy. And when I started taking that thing apart and I was like, dude, I have no idea what the fuck happened. Um, and that's what good friends do is they offer their time. It's a fucking weekend. They should be at home fucking watching, Bluey episodes with their kids. And no, instead they're going to come and fuck with a rusty piece of shit in your garage. So thank you, Dan. I have the parts on order and I'll probably be popping them in this weekend and I'll be back up on 4 wheels. So appreciate that shit, dude. Do you have any shout outs, bud?
Yeah. I also want to give a shout out to Dan for being a motherfucking homo. Just kidding. Love you, Daniel, son.
Yeah. Homos wish.
Dan is a good friend. Dan is like the poster boy of what friends should be. So, yeah, huge shout out to Dan for being a fucking real one.
Yep. All right.
Except for his bad taste in music. He listens to really sad music.
Yeah, you know what though? When me and him hang out, he only listens to cool old school hip hop.
That's because that's what you listen to.
I know.
And it's
but
in your shop and you're playing the music.
We connect. No, dude, he chooses it.
When we hang out, Dan only listens to what the fuck I tell him to.
No, actually, it was like one of the first, when I first met Dan, I barely knew him. He came, like, I knew him through vapor honing shit. But that year when we went to Deadbeat Retreat, it was the time that we were like tucked in it way the fuck in the back.
Yeah.
It was the year I think my bike broke down. And we were out, it was like late night, and he had his little fucking Mac Tools radio or whatever. And he was playing like fucking Mobb Deep and fucking all that good shit.
No, he is an old hip hop head.
Yeah.
He actually listens to a pretty fucking wide range of music.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not a big hardcore guy. I used to listen to some punk when I was younger, but not like I never got into the hardcore scene ever.
Yeah, I'm not really a hardcore guy. I like hardcore when I was a kid, when I was skating and shit. But I do like the punk, and Dan's actually turned me on to like a lot of like oi bands and shit that I really, really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we're talking about Dan so much. I'm gonna have to fucking propose to him after this.
Is polygamy legal in New Hampshire?
I think it is if it's different sexes.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, you can still be married to Kayla. We'll just you'll also be married to us too.
Yeah. I used to have this philosophy that the way the world should have been written is in life you just find your best friend. Like say me and you went to school together, right? We grew up, we're best friends. We fucking just broing down all the time. Me and you would get married. We would get a house. And then we would just be with whoever you want. Be with all the women you want. Have children, this and that, and they just come over on the weekends like you have visitation and shit. Like you're married to your bro.
Life would be a lot easier.
It would be very different.
Yeah.
Think about it. You're just like, you're married to your bro. You're like, hey, dude, just getting out of work. You trying to go to the bar and fucking pound some beers and eat some shitty food?
Yeah.
Or what do you want to do? Oh, by the way, I'm fucking taking off this weekend to go hit a show and blow some cocaine and hookers.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Have a good one.
Yeah, dude. It would be a lot easier if you're gay. My brother, well, he's my cousin.
No, not gay. I'm not saying be gay. You just said it'd be a lot easier. You were like, it'd be a lot easier if you were gay. And you're like, my brother and my cousin. Why'd you say gay? I didn't say gay.
I'm saying gay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what if you were gay, you just hang out with like your best friend all the time, and then you also
Nah, I think it's still different because usually, even with like gay dudes or like lesbian chicks, there's always one that's masculine, one that's not, one that's more feminine. So you're still getting like that, the clash of masculine and feminine. You know what I mean? When it's just bros, if it's your best friend, chances are they're like you.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be two masculine dudes. Once in a while, you're gonna have to fight each other, but like that's fine. You know what I mean? But like, dude, it just makes shit so much easier.
What if you're two bears though?
Like, imagine like you're not gonna hit me up and be like pissed off while I'm at work and start talking shit through text. You know what I mean? You're gonna wait till I get home and fucking smack me with a blanket with fucking like soap in it or something. Life would just be different. I'm just saying, think about it. If
That's
it went
a prison
that way,
move, dude.
shit would be a lot different if we just married our best friends
Soap
and then just
and a
have
blanket.
relationships on the side.
Soap and a blanket.
Yeah.
Did that happen to you?
It's never happened. I've seen it happen though.
Oh, dude, that must hurt so fucking bad.
Yeah. Well, they say you're supposed to use soap because it like conforms to the body when you're hitting it, so it doesn't leave bruises. Supposedly.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's true, but
Yeah, probably bruise a little bit. I mean, I know like back in the day, people. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of people using like oranges and shit.
I know the one hack that I learned when I was in jail was you could get gloves for like when you did like outdoor maintenance. So like if you were the guy that like rake leaves in the fucking in the yard or like whatever, or like if you brought trash to the fucking compactor or whatever, you get gloves, like work gloves, like mechanic gloves almost. And you could also be like, hey, I play handball, so I'm just going to keep these with me and use them for handball.
Mm-hmm.
But you wear those gloves when you fight, and it makes it so your knuckles don't get all busted up when you hit people.
Hmm.
Hiding the evidence.
They just let you keep gloves on you and you just like hang out.
Yeah.
Just wear gloves all the time like Mickey Mouse.
Well, people are just like, yeah, a lot of people actually would wear gloves all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta stay strapped.
Stay strapped, bro.
All right. We're about 45 minutes in. We should probably start talking about motorcycles and shit.
Yeah, so listen, metal, welders, sticky, zzz, 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 rum. That's how you build the chopper, boys.
All right, see you motherfuckers next week.
Hopefully you like the new platform.
Yeah, this week we're gonna get into we said last week we're gonna talk about some metal stuff. So like foot controls, different options, making your own foot controls, where to source material from. We're also gonna talk a little bit about welding, TIG and MIG, because I'm a TIG guy, you're a MIG guy. And I also want to get into seats and upholstery, how to actually make your whole seat sack to crack. Kind of goes in line with the metal stuff too, the metal shaping, metal working stuff. So I guess where do you want to start? You want to start with foot controls?
Sure. So clearly, you have the two most common, which is the peg style, whether that's like the flat ones or the round ones or footboards. Here's what I'll say. My hot take on this. Footboards are, and listen, I have not run footboards on a chopper for a reason, but we'll get into that. Footboards on like the Softail, sick, love it. And I'm not saying you can't do this on a chopper. I guess you just have to angle the footboards to where you need them. But in a chopper, you sit a lot more inside. You know what I mean? You're not on it with your feet coming down. You're like back in it with your feet going out.
Yeah.
Unless you have mids. On a chopper, for me, man, it's a no-brainer. I like the fat rubber fucking pegs. Like the ones that came stock on the fucking...
Oh, you like the rubber ones?
Yeah, like the big fucking fat ones.
Yeah.
Like the ones that came stock and like the iron heads and shit with like the little nub on the end of them and shit. I like those for mids. It gives you like a nice big fucking spot for your foot. On like the tiny ones, your foot almost curls around it and you'll start getting that cramp in your foot if you put a lot of fucking miles down. So I like the big rubber ones. I think those are super comfortable. I've even run those with forwards and still like them. And again, on a rigid, you get all that Harley vibration times 10 on a rigid. So with those big rubber fucking pegs, it absorbs it a little bit. So you're not like, I've had some, like I used to have those metal fucking flat ones that you put your feet on that say Harley inside of them. And my feet would go numb sometimes from riding like a long distance on them because it's just straight fucking vibration. That's why I ended up switching to those big rubber ones. I like those a lot.
Yeah, actually I have those. I have those flat, like the Anderson type style pegs on the shovel head, and I hate them. They're the worst pegs I've ever used.
Yeah, that's what I had on the step shop for a long fucking time.
My feet actually like kind of go numb, like they kind of curl around, and because it's a flat surface, it's not like rounded.
Yep.
And they don't have very good grip.
Yeah, that's what I ran for a long fucking time. And it's not ideal if you like to like throw down some miles. They're not ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Footboards are great for throwing down miles. I just don't know how they would do on a chopper because, like I said, you sit deep into a chopper, and you're usually leaning back. And if you're running mids, I don't even know how you would run floorboards. You would have to run forwards, I think.
Yeah.
And I would guess you'd have to have them pretty lean back. I mean, Grease runs them on his.
I was just gonna say, Grease runs it on his, and all you hear is scraping floorboards. Yeah, constantly.
Yeah. So I'm not saying you can't run them. I don't have personal experience with it, but my experience is the big round rubber ones are fucking where it's at, especially for mids.
Yeah.
I really, really, really like them.
Yeah, I guess I had Steel City Blacksmithing. His twisted pegs were kind of a cool in between because it's twisted flat stock, so it has like some grip on it just because the high ridges as you twist it. So I like the twisted pegs for the grip. And they look cool as fuck because he does like stainless steel and shit. I polished those up, and those were awesome. But I haven't done the rubber ones. I usually take those right off. I mean, but they blend right in, right? I mean, they're black rubber, and Harley made them. So some engineer somewhere figured that's probably the best size, and they probably did all the mathematics on it. But I don't think I could do floorboards. I mean, I'd like to, but you'd have to make your own because floorboards are fucking huge,
Yeah.
Like for a grown man's foot on a floorboard, dude, what? I mean, I don't know anybody that has less than a size 10, right? What are you?
9.5.
You're 9.5?
Yeah.
I thought you would have huge feet because your hands are huge.
No. Well, that's the thing though, is my hands aren't huge. Like, I don't have Astro Man hands. Like, they're not long. They're just like meaty fucking paws, dude.
Astro Man has some long fingers.
Hey, dude, his fingers are longer than my dick.
That's why the ladies love him.
Astro Man's hands are like this.
Yeah.
Mine aren't like big hands. You know what I mean? They're just like meaty fucking hands. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a mitt.
All right. But I mean, even still, on 9.5 on a floorboard, you're talking like it. How does footwear work? Is that like 9.5 inches long? Is that what that means? No, that's different.
No. Yeah, I don't know. It's some kind of different fucking probably weird metric system or some shit.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm a size 11, and my foot's like about a foot long in a shoe. So that's like that's just the place where you put your foot, and then you have the floorboard extended on, so you're looking at like the fucking thing must be like 13 inches long.
Yeah.
So, and then if you shrink a floorboard down, like you can't have the same benefits for it. So there's a couple of dudes I've seen like the mini floorboards.
Yeah, I've seen some guys use the passenger floorboards for front floorboards. Because those are like half size. Those are like 4 inches.
Oh, okay.
So it like gives you like a pad to put your foot on.
Yeah, who was it? I saw California. He did that on his Born Free bike. He welded a floorboard to the cone of his shovel.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. That's sick. That's actually really good placement too. But the placement, like so typically like on a shovel head, right? You a lot of people use the floorboard tabs if you have that to put the to put pegs and risers and stuff if you're doing like a mid setup. I did that. I didn't have the tabs on my frame, so I had to get the tabs. I welded those on, and they come up like on the right side, like right at the cone, and it goes up and around the cone.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, you just like match it up. I don't like it. It's a mid.
I remember you saying you didn't like it.
Yeah, it's a mid setup, but it's
it was too high, right?
It's a little high. Yeah. In fact, the first setup I had was high mids. I got I think the company was called. It's actually a company. It's just this dude, Main Drive. and he makes high Frisco mids for the shovel, and they mount on the rear motor mount bolts, and those were wicked high, dude. But it's an awesome setup. It's super expensive, but I got that from someone local. I think I found him on either through the show or through Facebook or something. But I got that set and I put those on, and they were super high. And I'm too fat. I got a huge belly, so like if I do high mids, my fucking knees are up in my boobies, and I was like, I
Yeah.
can't do that. So I went with the
Your
tradition.
beard's like over your belly button.
Oh yeah, dude. I actually sold them to a skinny guy, and I'm sure they're
that's
fucking awesome.
That's who they were made for.
Yeah, like if you're a skinny guy, high Frisco mids, it's awesome. It's actually really comfortable, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because
Well, dude, I say that all the time. I rode with forwards on the Sportster for the first 3 years or 4 years.
Yeah.
And when I switched to mids, dude, I was like, oh my God. It is night and day, dude.
Yeah.
The control you feel like you have over the bike because you're more centered, and the comfortability is just like, dude, it's fucking night and day. Anybody that rides with forwards, you're weird.
Yeah. Well, in
mids
fact,
is so comfy.
if you do mids and you have a hardtail, you don't need suspension because you can actually lift yourself
your
up.
Your knees are suspension.
Yeah. And that's what, like, on the Sporty, that was like to me, when I switched from the forwards to the mids on the Sporty, I was like, dude, this is it for me. I have to do the mids around here because we have frost heaves. And I know you guys down south and out in fucking Australia don't know what those are, but frost heaves in the wintertime, the fucking earth moves and it's basically makes the road, it has a bunch of speed bumps.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking from listening to that book on tape that I was talking about at the beginning of the show? How all of us chopper guys like gotta fucking hardtail it, blah 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 blah. That's fucking chopper. If you think so, obviously I'm not saying don't hardtail it because I love a hardtail bike, the lines, the comfortability, all that shit. But if you think about it, these dudes in the 70s, they weren't hardtailing bikes. The bikes were just fucking rigid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah.
They were rigid bikes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like hardtailing it was not on the quota.
That's just what a bike was. It didn't have rear suspension.
That's just what a bike was.
Yeah.
And like when they came out with the FXR, all those dudes were like, fucking sick. This bike's sick. Let's fucking chop it up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We just like have it ass backwards. We're like, no, those bikes are cooler. And like that's now what we've held the standard to chopping a bike is you gotta fucking cut all your suspension off.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, that wasn't the mission. That's just what the bike was.
Yeah. It would have been a lot easier. You have like an old bike already hardtailed. You just have to modify. I mean, that's the hardest part is to modify the rear end and then like make everything fit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing about foot controls too is you can make them pretty cheaply from scratch.
Oh, so cheap.
Yeah, because you just need like round stock. You know, a lot of people use round stock. I would definitely recommend, as far as like you don't want to go like half inch really on anything like sissy bars, foot controls. Half inch is very flexible, and if you like stomp down on your brake, you know, or you're shifting, or you have something strapped to your sissy bar, anywhere that you're using half inch, dude, it's not beefy enough. You need to bump it up 3/8, 5/8. You know, 5/8 might be a little overkill, but 3/8 at least. And a lot of people, you know, you can modify stock controls too. So the stock controls are huge. They have chrome on them. You can cut that shit off and just weld up your own shit, you know, just weld up some round stock, which is really cheap, and just bend it, you know, like everybody can bend round stock. You don't need special tools. You don't need benders necessarily. I mean, definitely Harbor Freight bender fucking helps a lot. But you can just bend that in a vise, you know, you can just muscle that in. So, I mean, that's probably like most people make their own controls. They modify like the stock controls, you know? it's just super cheap and easy. But on mine, I ended up getting like on the shovel head. There's a couple of companies that make different setups. I went with the Prism Supply, uh, and I don't know. For me, with the mids, it actually doesn't work out that great. I'm gonna redo it and do my own foot controls.
Mm.
Well, actually, I'm selling that bike, so I'm not gonna do anything with it. On the Sporty, I'm definitely gonna make some for. I think I am gonna do forwards again. Um, I found that like having a sprung seat really eliminates the need for, you don't really need shocks because you have springs, you just move them under the seat. And then you don't need the mids because if you have a comfortable seat, then it doesn't matter if you hit a pothole or whatever. But I don't know. I guess I'm lucky I have a pretty good back. Like some dudes' backs are fucked.
So here's the thing too, is like I don't understand the whole rigids will kill your back. Blah. That's all I've been riding for fucking 7 years.
How's your back though? You have a good back, good strong back?
Fine. But here's the thing, is like I've also been doing construction my entire life.
Yeah.
Lifting heavy shit. My back's probably not great. But when I ride my motorcycle, that's definitely not the time that it hurts.
Some dudes have like fucking slip discs and shit though. Like young guys.
Some dudes
they
are
have
also
fucked up backs.
Some dudes also think they're girls. So
yeah. So I don't know. I guess if you have like a legit back problem or something, like I get that. But I would say sprung seat, and then as far as like foot controls go, modifying stock is the easiest. So if you get like, because the hardest part is the mounting points, right? Like if you do mid controls on a shovel head, they have some really cool ones, right? So we talked about the high Frisco. I think looks wise, high Frisco fucking looks so killer. But if you have a big fat beer gut like me, you just can't run them because then you can't
I'm not
breathe.
made for
You're
that
just like
shit.
Fatty McGee, dude. You're just like,
yeah, your lungs are folded in half.
But they have dude, the mounting points for like on a shovel head, I've seen the mounting them in between the belt, like on the primary. Fab Kevin actually has a wicked sick mid control setup for a shovel. That looks super clean, dude, because you're really packing it in. In fact, he has another really cool. I'm just gonna shout it out because we talked about Fab Kevin on the break episode too. He has some really cool setups, dude. He has one for a shovel head where you can mount the battery in the space in between the belt on the primary.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
How?
Dude, it just tucks right the fuck in there. It's fucking
That's
nuts.
kind of sketchy.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it would be so easy to do battery shit though. But I mean, that's really packing it in, man. Like if you're limited on space, like I love the mid control setup because he has like the plate that comes right out of the middle there. Uh, and when you're doing open belt, your boots, your shoes are getting chewed up, dude. Every time I start up that bike, I forget my pant leg gets caught in it. My shoes constantly rubbing on it. That's kind of why I wish I had forwards on the shovel, but forwards are super easy. The mids is the problem because you have to find the mounting points around the engine and all that other shit. Forwards are easy because it's the front of the frame.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, so you have plenty of space, plenty of places to mount it. But it does feel, you know what I like to do? I like to do the mids, but I like to have like pegs on the front too, just in case you want to kick it.
I haven't done that yet, but I definitely have been thinking I might throw a set of clamp-ons.
Clamp-ons, yeah.
On the fucking down tubes, just so like on a long ride I can stretch out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's that's the thing. Like when you go on long rides, like anybody, you can ride in any position for like 20 minutes. So if you're just like riding around town or whatever, it doesn't matter where your fucking feet go. But when you're going long distances and you're going to be going hundreds of miles, you have to move your legs. Whether you have forwards or mids, like you
And that was the
always,
nice thing before is like with forwards, you can always throw your foot up on the primary
yeah, I was going
or
to say I
on
used to do
you know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's places on the motor you can tuck your feet up to
Yeah.
like get a different position when you got forwards.
Yeah.
But if you're running mids, if you don't put anything up front, you're just straight stuck with just mids.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I'll just like stick my feet straight out just to get fucking circulation to my feet and shit.
Yeah, yeah. My favorite thing is I like to when I'm riding past people on bicycles, wicked homo people, I'll pretend I'm riding a bike and like I'll kick my feet. That's how I stretch out. I wait until I see a bicyclist and I just mock them the whole way.
Yeah. Dude. Wait, I saw a fucking I saw a video. What was it? There's like a bunch of dudes on motorcycles. It wasn't bicyclists. It was dudes. I think I don't know what they're called. It's just one wheel, and you stand like straight up, and it has just
Oh
like
yeah,
one big
yeah,
fat wheel. Dude, those
yeah,
things cruise, dude.
yeah,
Dude, I saw there's some kids on my road doing it. They were going like fucking 40 miles an hour, dude. I don't even know
yeah.
how they do it. It's like kind of, is it like gyroscopes or some shit?
I think it's gotta be. It's just like when you lean forward. It's like
Yeah.
a fucking what are those? It's like a Segway.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking weird, dude. But this video I saw, these dudes fucking ripping past on motorcycles, and these dudes on these cute little fucking unicycles, and one of the guys just kicks his leg out and just kicks this kid, and he's
Jesus,
like, ah. I'm gonna try to find the video and put it up.
that's vicious.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude? He's just trying to live his life. But yeah. So like, uh, where to get all this metal too is it's pretty tough, right? So like if you go onto the forums, right, people are just like, just go to your local fucking metal shop, dude. I've been around the block a few times. There's not a whole lot of metal shops I know of, you know, and they're not in every single town. Like maybe that's different depending on where you live. But I know like up in New Hampshire, dude, there's not a lot of metal shops that just let fucking scrubs walk in and start looking around and going through their inventory, you know?
Yeah.
So there are some online resources, you know, like if you just type in like stock metal, you know, like you can get stuff. McMaster Car does metal stock too. If you need something very specific, they have an app that is fucking amazing. McMaster Car app for any kind of hardware, bushings, all that kind of shit, like bolts, different like specialty bolts and shit. Super cheap, super easy. This app, it's probably one of my favorite apps I've ever used, the McMaster Car app. It's fucking dangerous. But if you have to get like certain kinds of hardware that they don't carry at like your hardware store, you can get pretty much anything on McMaster Car. But they also do stock, like just a round bar, hex bar, whatever. Um, if you don't have a metal shop locally, I mean, obviously that's the best, right? If you have a metal shop locally that you can just show up at and just be like, give me one of them and one of them, and they're friendly, that's probably going to be the best price. Hardware stores are fucking expensive. And
So expensive.
yeah, they don't have a lot of stainless either. Like if you go to an Ace or a fucking Aubuchon or some shit, they don't have a lot of stainless steel stock. I mean, I think the Ace by Me has some. The other hardware stores have zero. It's all mild, or galvanized or aluminum, you know. Um, and it's wicked expensive. It's wicked expensive there because you're getting like a 3 foot stick round bar, like 3/8, and it's like fucking $35, you know? So the best place that I've found, this is weird. This might be a hot tip, but the best place for the best price that I've found has been on eBay. So when I went and got,
eBay.
yeah, dude, when I did my sissy bar, I got 3/8 stainless steel. I think it was 6 feet, $40. Shit.
Damn.
Yeah. And That's the best price that I've found is on eBay. Just pop in exactly what you need there, especially for like stainless, because there's online dealers and they do like free shipping. But yeah, at the time it was about $40. I think Dan did the same thing.
Daniel, son.
Yeah, he ordered it on eBay too. I think we ordered it at the same time. We made our sissy bars at the same time. That's the best place that I've been able to find out in the sticks where you're not like if you're in a major city. I'm sure there's you're or an industrial area. I'm sure there's ways to get metal. But for me, eBay's been the plug.
Never bought metal before.
How do you get metal?
Scraps. We've never once bought a piece of metal. That's crazy to think. With the bikes that I've built, I've never bought metal before, ever. Not for the lathe, not for mounts, not for pegs, not for sissy bars, nothing. Never bought any kind of metal.
No shit. Oh, dude,
I just always like, I just find scraps, like random shit. I'm like, oh, I could make that out of that.
Dude, I might be getting a lathe for free.
Damn.
Yeah.
Lathes are sick.
Yeah, it's I've wanted one for a long time, and unfortunately someone in my wife's family passed. But he was a mechanic by trade, and his father was, I believe, too. And they had this lathe in their family for generations. And they're clearing out his house now, and it's a big boy. I don't know much about it yet. I haven't seen it, but my father-in-law was like, "I'll hook you up, bud. We'll get it out. We'll get it there."
Really?
It's an oldie.
Those are the good ones.
Because his father, dude, his father just died, I think, last year. He was like, this dude was like 98 years old. Pepe was fucking old, dude. And he
Do you
had
know what kind of lathe it is?
I don't know what kind. It's old though. It has like a leather belt. Like my father-in-law was trying to explain it to me.
Mine was a 1951 Logan lathe.
Mm-hmm.
Logan 48. And that had the leather belt that was like with staples holding the leather together.
Oh no shit.
And that lathe was sick.
Yeah, it's ancient. It's like one of those old ones.
Those are the good ones, dude. They're made out of cast. They don't fucking break.
Yeah.
They're fucking dope.
Yeah, it's huge. Like I haven't seen pictures of it, or we're gonna go check it out. But he was saying he was going through and he was just like, "Oh, I think Ryan's probably gonna want one of those," you know? And he hit me up and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I really badly want one. I don't know where I'm gonna put it." I'll fucking figure it out.
I wonder if it's like big enough where he was like turning drive shafts with it. Because if so, that's a big fucking lathe. And if it's that big, it's probably a Southman.
He said it was so big it won't fit in the bed of my truck.
Yeah.
He was like, "We're gonna have to rent it. We're gonna have to rent like."
You're gonna have to call it tow truck.
Yeah. It's like that big. It's not something that we can just like pick up and put.
He was probably doing drive shafts and axles and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like heady. So I'm excited about that. Some more to come, but yeah, that's gonna be fucking.
Matter of fact, dude, I'm pretty sure somewhere around here I have a 5-finger chuck for that.
Oh no shit!
It's huge. It came with my lathe, but it wasn't for my lathe.
Oh really?
I had a small lathe. I had the 48, so where the chuck goes, I only had like this much room, so I could run a small one. But this one is like, it's a big boy fucking 5-finger.
Oh no shit!
Or 3-finger or something. I forget what the fuck it is. It's probably underneath my toolbox right here, matter of fact. But it's huge.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you can have that.
Yeah, dude. I'm really excited to learn that skill set. That's going to unlock like fun, yeah. Dude. Yeah, it's going to be
and it's cool to like make shit from nothing.
Oh yeah.
It's cool like, oh, I need some fucking pegs. Not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Throw some brass in there, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a bunch of scrap aluminum from a machinist and a bunch of scrap steel and shit like that from like a machine shop. So yeah, I could definitely like that's the thing I'm most excited about is to be able to like make my own part, like from sack to crack,
Yeah.
being able
You
to
know
like
who's
make it out of
really good
nothing.
at that shit is Astro Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he like went to school for it and shit, dude.
I did not know
He's the
that.
one who helped. Yeah, he's the one who helped me got my lathe all set up, and then like all the different cutters and bits and all that shit that I had. He like showed me like which ones were for what angle you had to set them on, blah blah blah, like how to fucking the proper way to use the chuck. Like he came over and set all that shit up for me. That got me fucking rolling good.
No shit.
He's good.
Astro Man, I'm gonna be hitting you up, bro.
Yeah,
Is he going to Deadbeat?
I don't know.
He goes to everything. I don't think I've ever been anywhere that he's
I know he
not.
just like, and he doesn't say anything. He just like randomly shows
Yeah.
up.
I think every time I go anywhere, he's there. I'll be at the fucking grocery store and he'll pop out. All right. Oh fuck, dude. Let's get into the seat making.
Yeah, I have zero experience with this. I
Yeah.
buy old, vintage, shitty fucking Corbin Gentry seats at swap meets.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on this because I've made a few seats with mixed results, and I'll just impart what I've learned so far. But it goes with the conversation of, you know, what are you going to use to make a seat, right? I always use scrap. I've never bought metal for a seat.
That's the way to do it.
You just have sheet metal and you can, you know, pound it into a seat. The best, I'd say, the best, cheapest seat pan that you can get is going to be Cornerstone Manufacturing. He does those Kydex seat pans. I actually saw, what's his name? I think it was Maltese Machine Co. Just made a seat out of one of those, and it came out sick. That's just you. All you need is like a blow dryer, and you can just form it perfectly. And it's super easy to put like anything threaded that you need in there. You know, any kind of mounting and stuff. But what I do is you want to get some scrap metal, or you can buy a sheet, and you want it to be pretty thick, right? You don't want it to be super heavy, but you don't want it to warp and shit. So I'd say the thinnest you want to go is probably like 16 gauge. Sounds about right. That's usually what I use. And oh dude, I've done the fiberglass seat too, by the way. I'll just touch on that real quick. Don't even fuck with that shit, dude. What a goddamn mess. So essentially, if you do a fiberglass seat, you put like tinfoil down all over the seat area that you're going to be doing it, and then you use that resin. It's fiberglass sheets that you cut, and you have like that. Dude, fiberglass is a fucking mess, and it's pretty expensive. It's pretty expensive because you have to do quite a few layers to get that seat pan to be thick enough where it's not going to crack and shit. And then when you're cutting it, when you cut off all the excess and stuff, what a fucking mess. So I did a fiberglass seat pan once, and do not recommend it. It's really fucking shitty to work with. Just do it the old school way. Get a piece of sheet metal. This is the fun way. So you get a piece of sheet metal. If you're just doing a solo seat, super easy. So I'm not even going to touch on that. I've made I forget what the style's called, but it's not a king queen seat. It's the one that hugs and it just goes back. I'm losing the fucking Cobra. Yeah. So you have like a Cobra seat. So basically it looks like a Cobra, right? With the hood. That's where your ass goes, and then it just goes back on the fender. And then the coolest seat for a chopper is a fucking king queen seat. I think that's the best. You get, you know, it looks the best. It kind of integrates with the bike the best. You can sit two up, and you have a nice little place to rest on your back. So I'm a big fan.
My favorite is the king queen without the back.
Without it going up the sissy bar?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that nice thick profile still that's like your seat, up the fender, her seat, and then it ends. Yeah. Or like a little like ducktail. I like that. I think that looks sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a king queen seat. I think that they're the best looking. I like not like on the shovel head. I didn't go all the way up to sissy bar because it's hard when you have a seat that goes all the way to the top to strap stuff down because you can't like wrap things in the middle and stuff. But if you're doing a king queen seat, get yourself some scrap metal or go out and buy some sheet metal. It's super 16 gauge is not hard to bend, right? The first thing you're going to want to do is make a template. So use cardboard, use beer boxes, you just use cardboard and cut out the shape that you want the seat to be in. And if you're doing a king queen seat, cut out the entire thing, like have the hump, right? And figure out like have how you're going to mount it too. Like if you're going to be doing a hinge or if you're going to be doing a post or however you're going to do it. And then just cut it out of cardboard. And then take those pieces of cardboard and lay them on your. I would not recommend buying a huge piece of sheet metal. Like if you're doing a king queen seat, if you buy a piece of sheet metal that's 4 feet long, that's fucking expensive, right? So you can do it in sections and like weld them together. That's what I did. So you start out with just do the seat pan, you know, and then have the part that goes over the fender. That's a separate piece, right? And then you're just using small pieces of scrap. You're welding them together. Nobody's going to see it anyways, so your booger welds don't matter. And then the part that goes up the sissy bar, right? That's like 3 different pieces, and then the hump. So you take your template, once you get that looking like you want it, you transfer that to all your pieces of metal. I have what's called a sheet metal nibbler. And this is the best way to work with sheet metal. It's an attachment that you put on your drill. I got it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. I think it was like 30-40 bucks. And you screw it onto your drill, and there's just like this little piece of metal that goes up and down, and it just chomps, just nibbles the sheet metal. And you can do up to like 12 gauge steel or something with this thing.
Dude, those are my favorite. It's called a metal shear.
No, it's a nibbler. It's not the shear.
I thought it was the thing that's like.
No, the shears are different. So the shears they look kind of like scissors, right? And you just go zzz, and then you have that little string that comes out.
Yeah, like curls.
Yeah. A nibbler.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah, a nibbler it's like a little. So you put it onto your drill. It's an attachment. They sell a sheet metal nibbler like it's its own tool, but I got the attachment. You put it on your drill, and as the drill spins, there's a little. It's basically like a little piston inside that goes up and down, and there's a little notch in that. So every time it goes up and you move it forward, it punches out a little crescent out of your sheet metal. And it just nibbles the metal. So it's not like a long string that comes out of the metal. It's these little crescent pieces. They just like, every time that piston comes down, it just chomps a bit out of the metal. So actually, go to, I don't know if I posted it. I actually made a video for our YouTube. I'll post it this week of me using the nibbler to make my seat pan. It's super cheap. It has so basically you have your drill, you're pulling the trigger of the drill, and then you have a handle on the side to stabilize it. And you just go along the sheet metal. Dude, super accurate. So you have your line, you can do curves and stuff, and it's the exact shape that you want it. It just nibbles out like little bit by bit. But those little crescent pieces of sharp metal, if you're like me and you primarily work in your Crocs in your garage, you get like little slivers and shit when you step on that stuff.
I've never worn a pair of Crocs in my life.
I knew you were gonna say something about it.
I've never even tried them on.
There's two types of people in this world. There's guys that have never worn Crocs, and then there's guys that exclusively wear Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I'll tell you what, I almost took the leap though, because I seen a pair online and there were Lightning McQueen Crocs.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
I was like, bruh, I would rock those.
Dude, you gotta do the Crocs. They're the best footwear. I wear them. I got them as a joke. Like I got them just to be like funny. And then I ended up wearing everywhere. And I wear them in the garage because I'm just like fucking around. Sometimes when you're grinding and shit, you get like some hot stuff. It's all good for you though, you know, just like a little build up the scar tissue on the top of your feet. In fact, Brandon gave me a hot tip. Bad fish. When you're grinding and stuff, you just fill your Crocs. You just wrap your foot in tinfoil. So when you're grinding and shit, all those hot sparks, they won't burn your feet.
Or just put boots on. Why are we coming up with ways to grind in Crocs?
That's gonna be the
Of course, Brandon has that hot tip, dude.
that's gonna be the poll this week. Crocs or not? Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, the sheet metal nibbler. Basically, I break it up into different parts. So you do where your ass is gonna go. The part on the fender is a different part. The part that goes up the sissy bar if you have that, and then the hump if you're doing a king queen seat. Now the king queen seat, it's going to be harder to upholster, right? So if you're just starting out, the first seat that I did a Cobra seat. A solo seat is by far the easiest to upholster yourself. So you cut out your shape and weld it all together and fit it up, right? And then from there, that's a seat. You know, you're gonna have to drill in the front for
A seat.
A seat. But you're gonna don't do it. It didn't do it.
It did nothing.
It can hear me. Hey Siri. Don't do that shit. So now you have your seat pan, I would weld those components all together. When you're welding, I TIG weld. So if you've ever TIG welded sheet metal, you can't have a very heavy foot. So just it doesn't matter what it looks like, just stick it together. It's going to be covered under a bunch of other shit anyways pretty soon, so it doesn't matter. But get your mounting point. Like on mine, I have the seat hinge, and the reason I put a seat hinge on mine is because I want to be able to. All my electronics are right under the seat, so you put it on a hinge. You flip your fucking seat up after undoing one bolt, and then you have all your electronics inside. But however you want to mount it, on the shovel head, I think there's some cool kits that you can get to mount it in the down post there. Then you have to drill 1,000,000 holes. So in your sheet metal, you have to be able to attach whatever you use. If you're using leather, which I do recommend, or fake leather or something like that, you have to put rivets in it. So when you rivet it, everybody knows what a rivet is, right? Everybody should have a riveting tool. A rivet, you pop it in the hole, you clamp down, it smushes one side, and then you have a rivet. So you have to drill 1,000,000 holes. The way I do it is I just do it every 1 inch. So you just go around the outside perimeter. You want to have it not right on the edge. You want to have it probably about a centimeter in or so. And then drill 1,000,000 holes. This is the most tedious part of making the seat pan, is drilling all these fucking holes. It sucks. So now you have all the holes drilled out. You have your seat pan. It's ready for some cushion. Now, what I do is, all right, so there's 2 different types of foam that you're going to use. There's what's called open cell and closed cell foam. Open cell foam is the really squishy stuff. Like if you have a patio furniture or whatever, it's super soft and it depresses really easy. You sit on it, you're going to bottom right out. And you're sitting on a piece of metal. So what you want to use for the first layer is called closed foam, or closed cell foam. So think like carpet padding, right? It's not that soft. It's soft, but it's not that soft, right? So it's really dense. You can buy, a lot of people do use carpet padding. You can go to like Home Depot or shit and get that. It's called closed cell foam. Nowadays, you can order it online really cheap. What I found is the best is yoga mats. The best, cheapest way to get closed cell. Uh, it's very, you can get it in different thicknesses. I get 1/2 inch yoga mats. You can get them on Amazon for fucking a song. You can literally sing and get a fucking yoga mat. It's so cheap, under $20, and there's a huge amount of material that you can use there. So you basically, what you want to do is you want to build that up. The thicker your seat is, the more comfortable it's going to be, and the worse it's going to look, right? So if you want a super comfortable seat, pile on the foam. But if you want to have a cool seat, that's the thing, is you want to balance, it looks cool and it feels good. So what I did was I took the 1/2 inch yoga mat and I just cut out the template and put it on. So I still have my cardboard template. You're going to use that for your yoga mat, lay it down, fucking trace it, cut it out with scissors, and then layer it. I think on the shovel head, so I've made 2 seats for the shovel head. The first one I did, I think 2 inches of closed cell foam. And then you want to layer that with the open cell on top. So you have this, the smushy stuff on top that's most comfortable, and then you have that closed cell foam that you don't bottom out. And I'm a big guy, right? So when I sit down on a fucking seat, I sit down on a fucking seat. My fucking ass goes right down to the metal, you know? I'm fucking heavy, dude. I'm not built for this gravity on this planet. So you got to go. I do a lot of the closed cell foam because what that does is it keeps your ass off the fucking metal. And then you just do a little layer of the soft, squishy stuff on top. I've made my first seat that I made for the shovel head. I got everything at Walmart, dude. I went to Walmart. I bought a yoga mat for like fucking $10. And then you go over to their arts and crafts section and they have fucking pieces of open cell foam. And you just fucking do it there.
Should have went to the bike section and bought one of their gel seats for $10 and pulled the gel out, bro.
I did put gel in it. So that first one that I made, I cut out, I got it on Amazon. They sell gel pads. And I just got a sheet. It's probably about a 12 by 12 sheet. And you just cut it out. And what you do is you just kind of empty out the foam, and then you place that inside of it, like where your ass is going to go. Mixed results. I don't think it's that much more comfy. I think you need a lot of gel, you know? And it's really hard to work with because it's like sticky. It has like an adhesive on it, you know? But you can put some gel inserts in there pretty cheap. And again, Amazon sells them. You get like, you can get like, they sell gel pads at Walmart and shit like that. And you can take them out and use them. So just get it as comfy as you want, right? And again, it depends on, everybody's different, right? Like if you want it to be like riding on a cloud, like take a lot of time to make sure that the padding is right. Now the foam, you got to shape it, right? Because you're going to cut it out. It's going to be boxy. You need to shape it. This is fucking messy. Do not do this inside your garage. Bring this fucker outside. I've heard a lot of people use like turkey carvers and shit like that and shape it. I haven't had any luck with that. The best way to shape foam is with a flap disc that I've found. Get a low grit flap disc, like 60. Bring that fucker outside and just send it. It shapes really easy. You barely touch it. And the foam's just gonna go flying. But do it outside. Shape the foam. You just want it to basically look like the shape of the seat that you want, and you only have to round off the top corners, right? So pretty easy. It doesn't matter if you take a little, like I've gouged it. Like sometimes you get a little a little too hot in the biscuit, you gouge into it or something like that. You can just take some foam and just glue it in there. The other thing I'll say too is upholstery adhesive is what you're going to want. You go to O'Reilly's, they sell it there. I think it's 3M. and that's how you're going to attach your foam and shit to the seat. Is you just spray it down on both sides. You wait 30 seconds, it gets kind of tacky, and you can layer it up, and then it'll stick to anything. And that shit is fucking legit. It does not come off. Like, you can't take it off once it's on. So now you got your foam shaped. Now you got to sew, dude. This is the hardest part. Okay. I don't know a lot of dudes that are good with a sewing machine. And it's kind of hard to learn. And the first seat that I made was on my Sportster. And I had to watch fucking videos on how to sew. Which is not fun. But if you want to do the whole fucking build by yourself and you want to make a seat and you don't want to spend $500-$600 on a seat, you're going to have to learn how to sew, bro. I'll give you a little hot tip. There is a website that does upholstery for boats primarily. It's called Sailrite. Sail, like a sailing ship. Sailrite.
Sail.
And they have some pretty good upholstery videos. Like, very good upholstery videos. So if you're sewing leather, all right, first of all, you're going to need a sewing machine. So I'm sure everybody has a wife or a mom or, someone in their life that has a sewing machine. Borrow their sewing machine. You're going to have to get a needle that is for leather. They're very thick.
I thought you couldn't use a regular sewing machine.
You can. It's about the needle. I mean, I don't know a lot about sewing machines. The sewing machine that my wife has, it can accept like a leather needle. There's like different needles. There's ones for like denim. There's ones for like leather. The leather needle is really fucking thick. And you have to like learn how to use a sewing machine, dude. It's pretty confusing because you have like your thread, which is a really thick thread. It's for leather. You have your leather needle, you have your leather thread, and then you have what's called a bobbin. Because when you're sewing, there's actually two threads being threaded, right? So when the needle goes down, it's actually doing this really quickly. It's like wrapping this secondary thread around and pulling it back up and like making it nice and neat. Now, again, if you want to do a solo seat and if you're just starting out, you can hand tool this stuff. You can just like hand sew this stuff, right? So start off like really easy. Once you get into the sewing machine stuff, like you have to learn how to use a sewing machine. And it's fucking annoying as fuck, dude, because these things get jammed up, especially on leather. And it's really, really hard to do. I will say that. Like, people that are really good at sewing, like these upholsterers, dude, they're worth every single cent that you send them because they learned how to use these machines. They're fucking crazy. But you get your leather needle, you get your thread, and most of the time, right, you're going to want to have some sort of pattern on top, right? You're not just going to take a flat sheet of leather. You want to have it pleated, or you want to have it diamond stitched. Or like on my first shovel head, we had like the honeycomb stitch. What you need to do is you get what's called, I think it's called like a fabric backing, and it's about like a 1/4 inch thick. And it's just like the stuffing in a pillow or some shit, right? But it has like a fabric backing on it. And you just draw whatever design you want. So if you want to have pleats, you just make a bunch of lines going whichever way, and then you sew that. And when you sew the lines together, there's like a 3-dimensional little hump, right? And if you do diamond stitching, right, you're just like, because it's plush underneath. You have your leather, you do it, you draw out your diamonds, and then you just sew in a straight line, and then you have your pattern. So that part's actually pretty easy. And what you do is there's going to be, and again, go to Sailrite because they do a better explanation than I'm going to do here. But the top of your seat is one piece, right? So you're going to cut out. You can use your template again that you use for your cardboard cutout. Um, and if there's any upholsterers out there, please chime in because I am not a professional. I've done this a couple of times, and my seats look kind of shitty, but at least I did it myself. Um, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you take your cardboard template and you're going to cut out the top of the seat. It's going to be literally the size of the top of the seat. And you cut that out and you put your pleats in it, you put your diamonds in it or whatever. And then you need side skirts, right? Because this is a 3-dimensional thing. So however long it is from the top of the seat to the bottom, right? You're going to have a skirt, which is a rectangle that goes onto the side. And you want to have some extra to tuck underneath, right? So you measure just like from the top and you just have a rectangle that goes down and underneath to however long it is to where you drilled out those holes, because it's going to be attached to the top and then you're going to wrap it around the bottom and you're going to rivet it in. That's how it's all going to be held. So you cut out your side skirts. It's usually you're going to have like 2, right? You're going to have one for the left side, you're going to have one for the right side, and they're going to meet in the front. So if you go ahead and look at your motorcycle seat, there's going to be a seam in the front of the seat where those 2 side skirts are together. You do them independently on the front though, right? So you have your top piece, you lay it on the side, and you're going to sew that to the top on both sides, and then you're going to sew them together in the middle. Now you have a 3-dimension. You have 3 dimensions. You have the top, you have the sides. You're going to pull it over your your foam and use the spray adhesive. So use the spray adhesive on the foam and on the back side of the leather, and it's really going to form to whatever shape your seat is in. And once that's set, you can start riveting the leather to the bottom of the seat pan. So now this is the tough part. You have your holes drilled. You're going to want to get a leather punch. You can get this at Harbor Freight for really cheap. And I use it all the time for all sorts of shit. But it has a bunch of different sizes, and whatever size your rivet is. And rivets, they come in different lengths. They come in different thicknesses. Just find one that works for your seat, however big. I think I did like 1/4-inch holes or something like that, and I used aluminum rivets. Get a leather punch, and what you're going to want to do is you flip your seat over, and you want it as tight as possible. You want it to like pull down and form around the seat, and you're going to cut off the excess after. So on your side skirts, you're going to have some extra. You start at the front and get your rivets in, punch a hole, put a rivet in. Now it's set. Then you move to the next one. You pull the leather. You punch a hole, put a rivet in. And you want to be pulling so it's nice and tight all the way around. And you do that 1,000,000 times because you already have 1,000,000 holes you got to fill. And you just work your way around. And what you do not want is you don't want any creases on that side skirt, right? So if you might have to drill out rivets and like pull it in a different direction or whatever. But just keep on working your way around and get it all riveted in. Now your seat's pretty much done. The last step that I do is cut out another template of something soft on the bottom, like just like some felt or something like that, because this is going to be resting on your frame. It's going to be resting on your fender. Cut out some felt and just spray adhesive. The spray adhesive will keep it on. And then again, the pressure of you sitting on the seat, it's not going to go anywhere. So just the spray adhesive, it's going to be finished off nice and neat. And there you go. Now you got a seat. If you want to get really fancy, there's piping options. You can buy piping. I did like a hidden pouch on like one of my seats with a zipper and shit. You get really fancy, but it's sewing isn't that hard once you have it all set up. Like it seems like really foreign, but once you get the right equipment and you watch a couple of little tutorials, it's just take your time. Sewing is not hard. But if you have a wife that's good at sewing, or a girlfriend or a mother or a grandmother or something, have them do it for you. And that's what I did on my last one. I was just like, all right, so I've done this before, but my wife she can make like curtains and shit, you know? So I was like, well, here's what I want. Here's the pattern I want. You just do all the actual hard work of the actual sewing. And she did a great job, because there's some things that you forget, right? So when you sew two pieces of leather together, if you want it to look professional, you have to go back and do what's called a top stitch, right? So you have the side skirt and the top together, and you want it to have, if you want it to be like more rigid and not like kind of like when you pull it down and around, it's going to kind of pull the top over too. You do a top stitch, it just sits flat. So there's things like that. I would highly recommend that you try it. If you're doing a solo seat, absolutely. A solo seat is so easy to upholster yourself. Do not pay someone to do that for you. Dude, you got a little seat pan, drill a bunch of fucking holes, put some fucking shit on it, and then you can literally hand sew that if you wanted to. Cobra seat is a little bit more advanced, and then of course the king and queen seat is fucking insane. It'll make your brain melt, and it's really hard if you've never done it before. But you should definitely try it. Because imagine if you can make your own seats that look really nice. Seats are one of the most expensive things you can get. Like,
it's so fucking expensive now,
dude. If you have, and the lead time's fucked. Like, if you try to get your seat upholstered for your fucking winter project, dude. I went to an upholsterer. Cost me like $500. I did the seat pan. This is just for the upholstery and in the fake leather, by the way. $500. I dropped it off in fucking, I think, February, and they had me pick it up in late August. So the lead times are fucking insane. So there are some dudes and ladies that are doing chopper seats that are absolutely crushing it. Their lead times are, they're independent. Their lead times are much better. If you got the money, definitely support those people. But if you're a broke bitch like me, it's time and materials is what you're going to be working with. And it ain't going to be pretty. But every time you do it, it gets a little bit better. And here's another thing. On the shovel head, I just made my second seat for the shovel head. I made it out of fake fur. That is very forgiving. You don't even really have to sew. I just got a piece of fake fur on Amazon, sprayed it with the adhesive, and then just rolled it over, dude.
Damn.
Yeah. So if you want to do a fur seat, it's very forgiving. You can't see any of the seams and shit. But oh yeah, and where to get the leather? Online leather suppliers are going to be your cheapest bet. They have for a motorcycle seat, you don't actually need that much leather. So they usually have pieces of leather that are defective. Like they'll have like fly bites in them and fucking holes and shit that you can just cut around, and you can get them at a deep discount. I forget what they call them, but if you don't need that much leather, like a motorcycle seat's pretty thin. It's not like you need a car seat where you can't have imperfections on this like beautiful, bench seat. So you can get like smaller scraps of pieces for on the cheap. All right, that's all I had on fucking seats.
I have nothing on seats. I've never made one. Kind of a cunt. I ain't got the patience for that shit.
It's a patient man's game.
Well, we're at almost 2 hours here, so we might as well bring in these motherfucking sponsors. Up first, we got Deadbeat Customs. Steve, the creator of the Deadbeat Retreat, where all lowlifes go to die. This has been our home show since the very motherfucking beginning of this podcast. We absolutely love it. Steve supports us in every single fucking thing we do. So you can help us return the favor by shopping at deadbeatcustoms.com. They have something for everyone. They have chopper parts, bagger parts, performance fucking Dynabro shit, luggage racks, luggage fucking bags, sunglasses, vest, helmets. They got fucking everything. Go check out deadbeatcustoms.com. Use code LOWLIFE at checkout and make sure you grab your ticket for the Deadbeat Retreat. Next, we got Dan at No Luck Paintworks. The homie Dan, always bettering his craft, always striving to fucking make it the best he can, always pushing himself with new techniques. The kid's a fucking beast. All right? If you want to bring your build to the next level, get on that list for this off season. Dan does not paint in the fucking summertime, in case you're wondering. He likes to actually ride his fucking chopper. But if you want to get some shit done over the winter, get on that list now because that bitch fills up quick. Again, that's No Luck Paintworks in Manchester, New Hampshire. Next, we got Lowbrow Customs. Everything you need for the road ahead. They have literally everything chopper. You can build an entire bike on this one fucking website. From frames to engines to fucking fab parts, bungs, fucking everything you can think of, you can get it at lowbrowcustoms.com. And Tyler and his team support all the fucking shows across the country, all the grassroots. Tyler loves that shit. So help return that favor by shopping at lowbrowcustoms.com. Next, we got Stay Strong Co., the creator of the best motherfucking sweet heat hot sauce your fucking taste buds have ever tasted. The collab partner of the Low Life Chopper Sauce. All right? Listen, this is not your typical hot sauce. It's not a vinegar-based hot sauce. It's not like the watery shit you shake out of a bottle. This has some substance to it. It's thick. You can use it as a dip. You can use it as a fucking, what's that shit? A glaze on the fucking barbecue. You can put it on your fucking meat when you smoke it. All right? This shit is good on everything. And it's 3 levels of heat. You can get the shit, which is the original. You can get the shits, which is the fucking protege. Little bit more heat. Or you can get the motherfucking chopper sauce that really gives you that, The chopper sauce makes sure you come every time. All right?
Little dab
Get over to
do ya.
staystrongco.org. Make sure you buy the trio. Get the 3-pack, baby. Because I promise you this shit is good on everything.
Yeah, I think he's going to be at Fuel Cleveland this weekend, too. So you can go pick it up in person. Get the Holy Trinity from the sweet baby Jesus. I'm sure I'll be wearing his white pants. Next up, we got Whee Motor Co., Whee Wrench, Whee Ride, Whee Motor Co. Get what you got gear for riders so they can still afford to ride. Coming from the Great White North, an actual Canadian, not a fucking fake like me. You can get a sub $300 club style vest. That's with the diamond stitch, and these things are very nice, very hardcore. Plus, go to his store, shirts, hats, hoodies, and other goodies like his Kevlar lined flannels. I'm sure they probably already need flannels up in Canada. It's probably cold up there already. That's Hui Motorco, HUIMotorco.com. Next up, we got our boy Matt. Burnt up wood burning, photo realistic wood burning designs from choppers and hot rods to pets and hot broads. Matt's your man. He's going to be at the DBR. He's meeting us in Troy.
Shoo!
He's also donating, very graciously, a giveaway for our live podcast. We got to talk about how we want to do that, but he has something he's going to be donating for the DBR for our live podcast. We're going to be raffling that off. You should definitely get out to DBR and hang with us and meet Matt. He's an old school dude. He doesn't use ChatGPT. He doesn't use fancy equipment. He uses these mitts that God gave him to make his beautiful wood burning designs that you will be hanging up in your foyer.
These mitts.
Or Yapala. Next up, we got Silver City Co. Austin is now offering welding services, fabrication services, and small maintenance out of Meriden, Connecticut. He'll also be at the DBR. We're gonna be hanging tough. Him and his dad, they're like thick as thieves. Those two, they're always hanging out together. I can't
Love it.
wait.
Love to see
I love it, dude. That's what I want. I want to be hanging out with my boys at a fucking chopper camp out. You know what I mean? But he does all sorts of fucked up shit. He does bikes, cars, anything you want. Hit him up. He's in Meriden, Connecticut. Austin, super cool dude. He gave me a natty ice last time I saw him. And meet him out at the DBR. Next up, we got that original bad boy. He make you want to talk in a Jamaican patois. He get hot like a rat while he kill people for fun. This is Chris at Oxford Co. Choppers from Handlebars.
Not Jamaican or Haitian whatsoever.
Not at all.
By the way,
but he's hard, motherfucker. That's why it makes it, makes you want to talk a certain way. It makes you feel a certain way. But he got the toughest handlebars, toughest hardtails, dude.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to Deadbeat.
Oh yeah, dude.
I hope so.
I hope so too. That'd be fucking awesome. He makes hard parts for hard men. Dude, best hardtail in the game. $900. Installed. All TIG welded. And installed in-house.
Custom built to your frame, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Any kind of bike, dude. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll build it. These are cast axle plates, USA made steel. And if you fucked up your bike, or when you fuck up your bike at DBR, doing a fucking burnout and you send yourself through into a tree or something, he'll do the frame restoration on your shit too. So hit up Chris at Oxford Co. Choppers. Last but not least, we got Loctite's motherfucking chop shop.
Come be looking it up in your hips. So home to 3 governors, the motherfucking center of the universe. All you pinstripe needs, hit me up if you want a garage sign or your bike painted. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram, and I will get you looking right.
Last but not least,
Nothing.
last week we did it. We did it perfectly. It was perfectly synced. I want to do it again.
I hated that it would sync.
A bunch of people hit me up and they're like, oh, I'm so bummed out that happened.
Yeah, I like it when it's not synced.
Dude, it was not synced when me and you saw it live, it was not synced.
It was not.
Yeah, there's definitely
this show.
You got me, you son of a bitch. The Low Life Podcast. We're dropping a chopper. It's the Low Life Podcast.
Listen, I don't know if you noticed that new logo.
Ooh.
But Rhino over here banged out like fucking 15 dope ass fucking designs that say Low Life Podcast, and they're all fucking sick, by the way. Every one of them will look dope as fuck on a shirt. And I don't want to be the one to say it. Summer's almost over. It's almost hoodie time.
Ooh.
It's almost hoodie time. And your boys have the dopest merch. So go pick up a hoodie. Face the fucking music. It's time. It's almost hoodie riding season, which I'm fine with. I like that. I just hate what follows it. But get over to lowlifechopperpodcast.com because we have the dopest merch.
And
our merch is fucking litty like a titty.
We're going to have to take some down because we got the name change. I'm going to have to. I already.
Well, I said we leave it.
We'll leave some of it.
Leave the OG shit.
Yeah, some of the OG shit. But I actually made a bunch of designs with the new logo. Like I have all the different variations.
They're sick.
Yeah, to put them on shirts. I got like the ones with the white background with the circle, all this shit. So I already have that queued up, ready to go. I just got to put it. I actually made a couple of products already, so I'm going to be uploading that stuff maybe by this weekend. I don't know. I think at least like a shirt and a hat. But yeah, new logo and new year, new us.
Middle of the year, new us.
Yeah, we don't wait for fucking New Year's resolutions. Fuck that gay shit.
No. Yeah, that's what homos do.
Yeah, this is the middle of the year for no reason.
This is us wrapping up Chopper 201. 202, actually.
201.
201?
201.
201. Episode
3.
2, 3. Whatever episode it is, you know what we're talking about. That's it. It's a wrap. If you guys have other questions, shit we did not cover on this, shit you want us to go in depth about, hit us up on the fucking DMs, and we'll try to sneak that in the show whenever. If you guys ever have questions, you don't have to wait until we do shit like this. You don't have to wait until Q&A. If you're stuck on some shit, you want us to throw it out to the fucking interwebs, or you want to shout out your fucking homie shop or local shop that helped you out or whatever you want, in any way that you want to interact with the show. Anything you want to get put out, a homie's throwing a show, you can hit us up in the DMs on Instagram, or you can go to lowlifechopperpodcast.com, and both mine and Rhino's emails are there. You can also go there, join the Patreon. You can also go there, buy some fucking merch. You can also go there and buy us a slice of fucking pizza. There's all kind of shit on lowlifechopperpodcast.com. Listen, we appreciate you guys taking this ride with us. We will see you next week. Next week is the official first episode of the Low Life Podcast. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of fucking shit we talk about. We'll see what kind of fucking, how long we last before we get fucking KO'd and fucking banned from the interwebs again. All right? If you guys have any topics, like I said, you want us to touch on, hit us in the motherfucking DMs. And until next week, we love you.